Last week's attacks in Paris changed the conversation around refugees. Many people are now calling for the federal government to delay or reconsider its commitment to bring 25,000 refugees by year's end to Canada. Now, Shayne Henderson is a member of a mom group in Toronto that's sponsoring a refugee family from Syria. She joins us now to talk about her group's plan and the impact that these attacks in Paris have had on your plans, Shayne. So, I mean, first tell us what motivated your group to sponsor a family from Syria.
The big motivator for me initially was the picture of Alan Kurdi. My eldest daughter is about the same age that he was. And that photo just pretty much wrecked my world, thinking that some innocent child had to die like that. And my mom group, several of us felt the same way. So we gathered together within a few days and started a group called Lakeshore Syrian Connection. And now we're a moms group of 40 moms who are determined and passionate to make this our opportunity to make a change in the world. So we're really excited for the future and bringing a Syrian family to our community.
How have you found the process to be like for you?
It's been a really big learning curve. There's lots of stuff to learn about. We've created several different communities to cover all aspects of their lives when they get here, as well as everything to do leading up to it. So fundraising, social media, our Facebook page, our website. And it's been a rocky road. There's people who are supportive and there's people who aren't supportive. So luckily we're very determined as a group to move forward with it, so there's really no wavering in our determination.
Mm-hmm. Especially when it comes to what inspired you. I mean, we see footage of more children coming over in life rafts constantly, right, since we saw Alan Kurdi's body wash up. And then these attacks in Paris. And the response from Canadians, everyone entitled to their own opinion, but what have you seen and what have you had to respond to?
Luckily, as a group, it's been very supportive on our page. Individually, we've come across a lot of people saying pretty horrible things like send them back in the boats, which I don't know if they realize that is just, you've just basically sealed their death because they're either going to drown or they're not welcome when they get to shore. So I think that we're trying to just navigate the waters. Paris, is devastating as it was, to see that, and it's terrifying for us too as family. We don't want that on our grounds here either. But then you look at Paris and you look at, during the attacks, Parisians were opening their doors to terrified strangers for safe haven. Like, it's that kind of love and compassion and acceptance that I want to be a part of that world. I don't want to be a part of the fear and the hate. And us as moms, we want our children to grow up in a world where people are accepted and we unite together to fight these monsters.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's fear that drives people's concerns about allowing Syrians into Canada right now?
I think it's fear. I think it's lack of understanding. I think that people, for some reason, have connected the word terrorist and refugee together, not realizing that the refugees have lived Paris on a day-to-day basis for weeks, months, years before actually escaping Syria. And when they understand, like, for a parent, what they had to do to get out of Syria, and then to put their children on life rafts, knowing that their decision might be the end of all of their lives, I think people don't truly understand the gravity of that. And if you can relate it to your own life, like, imagine what that would be like to make a choice where you don't know what the future holds. You've left everything behind. They're business people like us, they're families like us, neighbors, friends. They've left everything and they now have nothing. But that was a choice they had to make to save their lives.
And they'll be going through a screening process here in Canada. Are you confident in that? Or?
Yes, there's several processes along the way where they get screened. They don't just arrive here unscreened and then with no repercussions as far as, like, people think, oh, well, there'll be a drain on the system. We're responsible for the family we sponsor for a year. So all the funds that we raise, we're responsible to take care of their housing, get them involved in education, find them jobs. So it's not just they come here and they get a free ride. It's not a handout, it's a hand up. It's helping people.
Through this experience, would you recommend it to other Canadians?
Absolutely. It's been amazing the way we've bonded together as a community. We actually have many people who are contacting us now, trying to figure out how to get started. There's a lot of good coverage of, there's a couple who just postponed getting a huge wedding and got married at City Hall and donated their funds to sponsoring a family. So I think there's a lot of good momentum of people who are actually willing to make a change and to make the world a better place and to unite with compassion for humans of all backgrounds.
Well, we wish you all the best, Shayne. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for coming in to speak with us about it.
Thank you.
That's Shayne Henderson with the Lakeshore Syrian Connection joining us here in studio.